Afternoon, everybody. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Great to see so many people here filling up the room. That's fantastic. Thanks for coming. My name is Taylor Ricketts. I'm the director of the Gund Institute for Ecological Economics, and I'm a professor in the Rubenstein School. And it is my great pleasure, both as director and professor, but also personally, to welcome these two people to campus. Andrew Balmford, I'll start with him. He, I must say, is probably the ecologist currently working that I admire most anywhere. He is a professor of conservation science at Cambridge University in the UK. He's a fellow of the Royal Society, which is pretty much kind of the highest honor that a scientist can get in his country. But most importantly, his sort of combination of natural history, so knowing the natural world, and quantitative rigor and clarity of thought conceptually makes for a really influential and fantastic guy to read and know and follow. He asks really big questions in sort of disarmingly simple and elegant ways and comes up with insights that influence me and a lot of other people. So that's Andrew. So can you come on up, Andrew? Andrew's a Burak professor, or Burak lecturer here, so visiting under that guise. The other one is Steve Pulaski. Steve is a Marsh professor, so he's visiting UVM repeatedly each year. And he, like Andrew, is of all economists working now, is the one that influences and inspires me the most. So now you can see why this is such a great thing to have them both here at the same time. He's the Fester Lambert Chair of Ecological/Environmental Economics at the University of Minnesota. He's got joint appointments in the ecology and economics departments there. He's a member of the National Academy of Sciences, so just like Andrew, he's got sort of the highest honor his country affords a scientist. And he, to me, is inspiring mostly for seeing very complex issues in a very simple way at their core, what actually they hinge on. He can see through that complexity to what's at the middle of it better than anybody I know. It makes him a joy to collaborate with. He's also wonderfully uninterested in disciplinary boundaries. He just wants to solve problems no matter what you call it. And that's also very inspiring to me. So honestly, no pair of people inspire me personally more than these two, and we have them here together, which is why this is so exciting. So, Steve, come on up. So we figured they both have invitations to be here on campus. Why not bring them here for the same week and pull off something like this, some sort of joint appearance. And I think it kind of illustrates the kinds of work and thinking and interdisciplinary problem solving that the Gund Institute is built to do, right? To bring ecology together with economics, natural and social sciences together, aimed at real world problems. So I think for that reason, this event is a great one for the Gund Institute to host. I think it's also revealing the diversity of people who helped us nominate and get these people to campus. I'm just going to thank them, but also illustrate to you the diversity of interest that they attract here. So Tom Vogelman from the Ag School, Sarah Solnick from Economics, Jean Harvey-Barino from Nutrition and Food Sciences, Naomi Fukugawa from the College of Medicine, Allison Brody from Biology, Josh Farley from Community Development and Applied Economics, Ernesto Mendez from Plant and Soil Sciences, Matt Sayer from Continuing Education, Jillian Galford and Mike McDonald from the Rubenstein School of Environment and Natural Resources, Beverly Wemple from Geography. So all of those people from that diversity of places on campus all really were interested in bringing both of these guys here. So thanks to them for helping us do that. Okay, finally, a quick word on the format here. I kind of feel the need to explain and justify this title about an economist and an ecologist walking into a bar. You might have noticed we're not actually in a bar, and I hope that didn't disappoint people. It's a metaphor, okay? But the idea is to actually have a bit of an unusual format as well for these sorts of events and to have more of a conversation than just a traditional seminar. So we're going to have some initial remarks from each of them and then a conversation about sort of the big issues in sustainability. And to that end, we've got what I think is sort of the ideal person to help guide that conversation, and that's Jane Lindholm from Vermont Public Radio to kind of moderate. Anybody in Vermont knows her from Vermont Edition and other previous gigs at NPR, like Radio Expeditions and Talk of the Nation and Marketplace, and now she's here hosting this daily radio show for Vermont Public Radio. So I also learned that she's a nature writer and photographer as well, so this is kind of in her wheelhouse too. So I will stop there and bring Jane up, and she can take over from there. So welcome, Jane. Just one more thing, a round of thanks to these 3 people that are sitting up here, also to RETN, who's our media partner and is taping this for broadcast here in Vermont, and of course to all of you for coming. So thanks. Over to you, Jane.
Thank you, Taylor. I'm really thrilled to be here, and I'm not going to do any further introductions because Professor Ricketts did it beautifully, except to say, in introducing myself and my role here, I grew up in a family of academics, and I'm sorry to say this in the halls of academia, but sometimes you need a non-academic who can say, I'm sorry, what do you mean by that, and how do we actually make that happen? So that is how I see my role today. And as Taylor said, we'll have some opening remarks, and then we'll have more of a pub-style conversation where you say, yeah, sit down, let's talk. You know, after you've had your speech at the pub, now let's talk.